Happy Whiskey Wednesday, fellas.
Happy Whiskey Wednesday.
Got boys in the house tonight. It's the Bourbon Cowboy and the Whiskey Wednesday Posse. We got the Gopher,
Hey guys, what's up?
Double B,
A little
and
chilly out here.
Just Mark. Yeah,
How you doing?
getting a little
chilly.
chilly. So tonight we're going just a little bit south of here, not too
No.
far. Fredericksburg, Virginia, to the Bowman Brothers Distillery. So this is the John J. Bowman Pioneer Spirit Virginia Straight Bourbon Whiskey, the single barrel, 100 proof. No age statement, but we've had this bottle before. And it came out recently for the 2024 batch. I want to
Is
give
it
it a
bottled
try.
in bond or?
It is not bottled in bond.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
times green. It's bottled in bond.
Yeah, the problem.
Or rye, but yeah.
Yeah, the problem there is that we'll go into it a little bit, is that it's not the product of one distiller.
Mm.
And I'll go into that. So it couldn't ever really be a bottle of bond. But so I've been to this distillery. It's a nice little place tucked away. They do not do any fermenting there, no cooking. It's all a pre-made product that's actually made at Buffalo Trace. So this distillery is owned by Sazerac, who also owns 1792 that we had a couple of weeks ago, and of course Buffalo Trace. So yeah, well, yeah, that's under the Buffalo Trace label. So
Evan Williams, I know a bunch of them, yeah.
not Evan
Sorry.
Williams, but that's a Heaven Hill product now.
Oh, Heaven Hill, I don't have to that one up, sorry.
So Sazerac owns Bowman Brothers, and they get all of, and by all I mean 100% of their whiskey comes from Buffalo Trace, pre-distilled, and then they get it and they double and triple distill it. So they're redistilling it through copper, but it's already distilled whiskey they're getting.
Mm.
So.
But then they barrel it though there.
They barrel it and they keep it there, age it there in Virginia.
Do they bottle it there also?
Yes.
Well, I know some places have other places bottle their stuff.
No, they barrel it, they bottle it, they age it, they actually distill it. But it's already distilled once before they get their hands on it. So kind of a unique thing. I've never really heard of that before, I don't think.
So they get it not in oak barrels.
No.
They're getting
no,
it like in a
it's-
tanker truck brings it in
Yeah,
and like load it with
basically,
alcohol.
it's coming in large containers.
I always wondered why there were so many tanker trucks at the I think it was Buffalo Trace when we were there, they had a bunch of tanker trucks out there.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you take the tour there, you'll see them making barrels, you'll see them bottling, but you will not see them fermenting. They're not doing that there. So not every distillery does. I mean, so not a big deal, but they make the finished product is some good whiskey, and that's really what's important, right?
Sure is.
Telling you,
So
just after the few minutes of it just sitting out like this, it smells, the first was just all alcohol forward, I thought.
That's what I got too.
But I think it's getting better now.
yeah,
Yes.
well, fresh crack on the bottle, so it should note
Yeah,
that.
when I first took it with us, I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
check back. I was like, this would be some strong proof stuff.
So that's why they can never really produce anything that's bottled in bond, because it's not the product of one distiller. It's actually the product of two different distillers. So there you go. There's that. And we'll talk just a little bit about the Bowman brothers, right? So they were four military militia out of Virginia in the Revolutionary War, all brothers. So there was John, there was Joe, there was Abraham, and there was Isaac. Okay, so they all were in the war, and after the war, started making whiskey. And John, who was the namesake for this particular bottle, was a land surveyor.
Yeah.
And so just Mark here, he is also a land surveyor, so that's one reason why he loves this bottle. And he really did scout survey Kentucky
Basically from the
Yeah.
back,
from the back. Yeah,
4 years roaming around Kentucky.
4 years roaming around Kentucky. I mean, it's nice work if you can find it. And if you drink enough of the bottle, you'll see old John there. You just see his head now poking out with his what do they call that?
Transit.
Transit. His transit doing
Seattle Lake.
doing his surveying there. So if you drink enough of the bottle, you'll see all of John. So, but don't worry, he's got clothes on. Yeah. So, there are some other bottles that are named after the other brothers. I believe the Isaac is the port finish, and the Abraham is the barrel strength, which is really, really hard to find. And as far as I know, Isaac still doesn't have a bottle. I don't know why Isaac gets the shaft, but
He just sticks with his brother's
no,
bottles.
I'm not Isaac. I meant who's the other one? Isaac, Abraham, John, Joe. Joseph. To the best of my knowledge, doesn't have a bottle.
Maybe he likes having Hill products better.
But if you're ever in that area, Fredericksburg, Virginia, I mean, it's probably 2 hours from DC south, about an hour north of Richmond. So if you're ever in that area, check it out. Nice little place. And it's Buffalo Trace's product that they're redistilling through copper. So there you go. So impressions on this bottle. Who wants to start? Mark, I know you like this from before.
Yeah.
How does it stack up to what you remember from a year or two ago?
Still good. I like it. I didn't get the alcohol when I first smelled this. I was getting like a very vanilla,
Okay.
really strong vanilla flavor nose. I still get it. And then it's like get like an apple, a little apple flavor, and a little cinnamon. And you just get a little hug. It's not killer or anything. I like it. I still like it. It's nice. It's like a fall drink.
Yeah.
It's very fall.
It-
The flavor.
Like that bonfire.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, it's that certainly we're the right time of year.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't hear, and you might have said it, I missed it, the proof.
100.
100.
That's why we had the bottle.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I
Sorry.
should have known. Okay.
What do you say, Brian?
Well, as soon as I got up to my nose, I don't know, I just poured it and I was like, whoa, I just jumped back, but
It
just
was
like you
a fresh
said,
crack.
Yeah.
just as you said, now I can put my nose right down there, it doesn't bother me,
Yeah.
it smells.
Yeah, but sometimes when you just first.
How do I get like
Yeah.
almost sourish kind of smell?
You were talking
To
about the
me,
green apple.
The green
It's
apple.
down, I
apple.
get this like in my cheeks, you're like, so, that's what I'm getting, of course, a little bit of smoke, but, yeah, I guess like
Actually,
fermented apple
quite
or
smoky.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I noticed when I took a sip of it, I seem to get like a cinnamon taste, a little bit of caramel taste, vanilla, or there's I don't know, a combination of those.
Stuff in your toe.
They're definitely traditional bourbon notes.
Again, it's not a real bad hug. Goes down pretty well, and like I said, if you guys around a bonfire, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't mention, actually was the price point, so you'll find this, usually at the distillery, I got it last time I was there, right around 50, 55 in that neighborhood. I did get this bottle of Panache, I've never seen it at Panache before, so it came out of Panache recently. And so I picked it up and I want to compare it to the bottle I got at the distillery, which I still have.
And the price was about the same.
Yes, it's right about 55, and then, Panache came in with a discount,
Yeah.
so it's right around 50,
Cool.
The Bourbon Cowboy discount.
Okay. So it's like Brian did say, when I first sniffed it, I had the alcohol forward. It actually came off really quick, and you guys saying apple, I'm getting orangey, maybe even an apricot, but it's more like orangey and a little vanilla, like orange vanilla, like you got
Creamsicle?
Creamsicle, yeah. And so let's see what it tastes I think I get the creamsicle going down my throat too. The hug, I won't even call it a hug, I would call it a little flick to your tonsils maybe, but, it's really good for 100 proof and it goes down smooth.
Yeah, I have a similar experience here. I think Mark is spot on with the green apple notes on the nose.
It's sour taste.
It's, I think it's really smoky, and woody, that I get really kind of up front, which I don't really remember it being so smoky. I kind of like it. It has vanilla for sure,
Yeah, definitely.
and then here comes that sour apple, almost like with a little lemon in there. It's like a very sour note in the middle.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
don't really get sour much in bourbons.
No, I mean, you just, if you do it, it's kind of like that green apple
Yeah.
lemon note. But at the end, I think, I mean, a couple of you guys said smooth. I don't think this is smooth. I think this is kind of, kind of bold, really, for 100 proof. I think it actually drinks over that. This to me has got a legitimate Virginia hug on the end. And it's, I think,
Had worse.
yeah, I mean, it definitely,
Yeah, there's something there. Definitely.
the rye really comes through on the end, right at the end. And, it's definitely like cinnamon, nutmeg, like heavy spicy, on the
Fall
end.
in a bottle.
Full bottle for sure, yeah, yeah. I liked it before, and thankfully, unlike a lot of these whiskeys that we loved 2 years ago and they stink today, this one is still holding up, which is good news. You know, it's an interesting thing when you go to the distillery because it's an old distillery. It started in Virginia by the Bowman family, and it was, very old family-owned
Yeah.
distillery for a long, long time.
It had to be.
I think Zazarak brought it in like the 90s, so they're kind of, they don't really embrace Buffalo Trace, like the people there, they're kind of like, yeah, I mean, they don't really talk about it. Like if you
Yeah.
bring it up, hey, I've heard that your whiskey's made in Buffalo, they'll be like, yes, that's accurate. But then we get it and we run it, we distill it through our process and like this. So they really like, I would think that they would not want to go to Buffalo Trace
Yeah.
and do what you're saying, that because they don't really want. I mean, you'd think if you were Buffalo Trace whiskey, you'd want to shout it from the mountaintop, right? These people are
Very
so
well branded.
proud of what they do, they actually like to keep it a secret. There's nothing on here that's going to tell you that this is Buffalo Trace. It just doesn't say that. And you ask yourself, well, why would that be? The product of Virginia is what it says on the bottom. Why would that? Because they're damn proud of their whiskey. And they think that they can make great whiskey themselves and that they don't need, Buffalo Trace, but their owner says they do.
I mean, great brand recognition right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So at one time, they did do everything there.
absolutely, yep. Yep. Really for a long, I mean, for 100 years,
Now, is is this their recipe that Buffalo Trace is making, or this is like something they just bought from Buffalo Trace? If you know what I'm saying, is this the regular Bowman recipe that was
No.
taken?
No, it's a Buffalo Trace mash bill, and we know that they only have,
2 sets.
The wheat and
well, 2 sets
Yeah.
with a bourbon, yeah,
Yeah.
so it's one of those 2 sets. I believe it is the mash bill of E.H. Taylor, whichever one that is. I forget if it's one or two.
I forget them too, yeah. I always get
But I
confused.
believe it's that mash bill, and that's what it's often most compared to. So some people say Blanton's as well, but that's the other mash bill, so.
I can give it plans too. I can get a little bit of that. I mean,
Honestly, I'm not sure which one it is. E.H. Taylor's one and Blanton's is the other, and it's obviously one of those, but I'm not sure which one. But I can tell you for a fact that it is one of those mash bills. Yeah, one of their bourbon mash bills.
no. So it's not even aged in Buffalo Trace. It just gets onto a tanker truck.
Right.
Never aged in a barrel, right?
No. doesn't hit a barrel there, because it, like I said, they get it and then they redistill it.
I got a plan.
Huh?
I got a plan.
Another one?
Yeah, we're gonna take 4 cars, we're gonna stop that tractor trailer. We're gonna get my buddy with his CDL to drive that thing right up here to Maple Shade, and we're gonna have a
Then what are we
Grace
gonna
party.
do with it?
we're gonna have a big party in Maple Shade.
It's not bourbon.
Well,
Yeah,
it is bourbon.
No, it's not. It's not bourbon.
It's just white dog.
It's just white.
Oh, it's
clear-
just White Dog. I think it was their bourbon and it was.
No,
No, it
That's
has
a-
never
it was-
hit a barrel.
that's
Oh.
in the very beginning. That was my question.
All right, well, let's do some ratings. You go around the table again? Or you want to
Sure.
do a different order?
Oh, fair.
Or go ahead, start us off, Marty.
I mean, I really like this. That sour apple, the cinnamon, the vanilla, the smokiness. Everything about it's like really nice fall. Like you said, it's a fall in a
I don't really smoke cigars, but this would probably be one to
yeah.
fire one up with.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's up there. I mean, I'm gonna go 7.8.
Okay,
8, okay.
all right.
Yeah.
All right, I can't add much more than I added earlier, other than, smokiness and, right away, when I took a sniff, it hit me real hard, but it just mellowed out. I can bury my nose right in there, it doesn't even bother me at all now, but, as far as it went down, pretty nice, like you got that little teeny hug, but if you gotta think about it, like, do I feel it or not, it's can't be all that bad, so, price point, pretty decent for a bourbon like this, I have to say, and,
Keep minus is, I mean, it's at least 4 years old, but probably more like.
pretty cool
6.
story, background of the whole thing,
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
like that, and, so altogether, I'm gonna say, after what we had last week and this, I'm gonna give it about a 7.9.
Okay.
What was your rating last week?
I think it was 8.2 or something like that.
Hey, you were.
8.5,
yeah.
something was up there.
You know, I'm the low man.
Gopher.
I'm the low man on the pole all the time because I always think there's better. But this one is really good. I did like last week's. I thought I was gonna be the #1 bottle of the year, but I think we might have just found #1 bottle of the year.
Oh,
Mm.
Might
Not positive yet. We'll
might
find out.
crack a 5 on Gopher.
I'm gonna hit it 6.89
6.89.
just to screw you up.
It just leaves
And that's your bottle of the year.
over 4 points to go
Well,
higher.
There's always one better. We'll find out. We still have a few weeks.
Nobody's ever hit a 9 yet, have they?
Yeah,
Did we?
I think I gave at least one bottle of 9, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my dad, the one day you weren't there, gave something a 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I like this bottle a lot. I always have. I mean, I probably had it for the first time 3 years ago. Then I went to the distillery, I had a bottle there 2 years ago. So here it is again. It's consistent, which I love. I love being able to open something and know what you're getting. And that's what I like about it. Color is a nice, nice copper color. It's got a little, sort of a bright light to it, which I like. The nose I talked about, green apples. Palate is gonna be vanilla. It's smoke, which is
Smoky oaky.
really good stuff. I do get that sour apple note in the middle, again with a little hint of lemon, and at the end, a cinnamon nutmeg explosion, a nice little Virginia hug. Checks all the boxes for me. Price point is dandy, I think, at where it is, $55. So great bottle for me. I think and to this one, it is very comparable rating wise to what we had last week, even though it's a totally different experience.
Yeah, that's the way.
I'm gonna give it the same rating, an 8.75.
Okay, now
I really like this bottle a lot.
I don't recall how much the Angel's Envy was last week.
The total rating?
No, the price.
Oh, it's right around,
75?
right around,
Okay.
oh, yeah, it was about 75, yeah. So this has, if it has anything on what we did last week, that's about $20 cheaper.
It was pretty cool though. They did a good job.
So, yeah, speaking of good jobs, another
Yeah.
good job by the Bowman brothers. Thanks to John Jay.
Cheers, everybody.
uh,
Nice
For your
job,
service.
Gopher.
And his brothers
Yeah.
too. And keep it up down there in Virginia. I will head back down there as soon as I can. My sister lives about an hour from the distillery, my sister-in-law. So I'll definitely get back there when I get back to Lake Anna. But until then, thanks for joining us.